This was at the beginning of March last year. It was still winter, but the snow and cold around here had mostly died down. The ground was still frosted in the mornings most days, but it was just warming up enough for me to start getting back into my outdoor hobbies. Hiking, camping, biking, all that sort of stuff that I had to put on hold for the last 3 months. This day, I drove out to a place I'd been to just last fall. I liked it because it was far out and unpopular, just a nice place to relax and enjoy the scenery alone. I parked on the side of the road and hiked down about 45 minutes to the campsite. It wasn't more than a small dirt circle with a bit of an overlook of the forest. I set my things up. The sun was coming down already. I always liked getting to the campsite late and just eating and going to sleep right away. I went out to grab some sticks to prep for a small fire, and after that, I walked to the overlook to watch the sunset. I was only sitting there for a little bit, like a minute or so, before I noticed a fire below me. It was down the hill, not too far away, sitting among the trees. I could see it pretty clearly, and what was really strange was that there was nothing else there. No tent, no chairs, and no people around. The campfire was left completely unattended. That was not only really dangerous, but also really odd. It doesn't burn forever, so someone had to have lit it up recently, only to leave it. I thought they'd have to be back at some point, so I sat there and watched it for a while. Probably an hour passed. The sun had fully set, and there were no signs of anyone down there. Strangely, the fire seemed to pick up though, almost like they had put full logs under the sticks so that it would burn longer and larger, like a bonfire. I was getting worried, especially with me being so close. I decided to go down and just check in on it, and maybe put it out myself if nobody else was there. It was only about a 2-minute walk to get there, but with the dark out, I had to use my flashlight. Approaching the campfire, it was very quiet. The sound of the roaring flame, crackling and flocking in the wind, was the only sound. I walked up to it. The flame was already too high and nearly out of control, and yet there were still more logs under it that had yet to light. Who the hell did this? There was no way this was an accident. I started grabbing the wet soil and tossing it on top of the wood. It was working decently, bringing the flame down enough for me to reach under and remove the larger unlit logs. It took a good 5 minutes, but eventually I got it done. It was suddenly so quiet and dark. I turned my flashlight back on and began walking back. I decided I wasn't comfortable staying here, not with whoever was out there. I got back and started packing, and midway through, I heard footsteps nearby. I looked out and saw the outline of someone walking up to my campsite. I stood up and faced them. "Hey, did you light that fire?" The person stopped and stood there, maybe 50 yards away, still covered by the dark. "Hello? I see you out there. Can you just answer my question?" I yelled again, but got no response. An eerie feeling came over me. I needed to leave now. I kept packing, all the while that person stayed there, watching me the whole time. I finally tossed my bag on my shoulders and started walking. They stayed there for as long as I could see them. I got back to my car and reported it to the police. Everything about that situation is still unknown though. Who was that out there? Were they trying to start a huge forest fire? Or had they seen me arrive and for some reason built it to get my attention? Thankfully, I didn't stay to find out.